Here's a story about the wariness of gambling. John Chan was a college student of Oklahoma State who found himself in a little bit of gambling debt with a group of people that might not be considered the most savory of sorts. They definitely had a reputation for hurting people that don't pay. But John had an in. He knew tonight was going to be his night to get the bet right. So he went to the bar and he had himself a good time, and he was putting down money, trying to place the bets that was going to make him the best payoffs. But while he was there, he noticed there was this girl at the bar, and she was strange. She was sitting alone, but she had sunglasses on. So John thought he would go over there and be like, "Hey, what's your poison? How have you been? I've never seen you around here before." She looked at him and she smiled, and John thought, "Oh yeah, I've got it in with this girl." So they hit it off and they have a good time, and he finds out she knows so much about him and he knows so much about her, and they click and everything seems awesome. And then the game ends. John realizes he lost everything. He now has to pay 3-1 odds on the bookie. And the bookie is right over there and wanting to get his payday right now. So John's thinking to himself, I gotta get out of here, but I want to take this girl. What do I do? The girl looks over at him, sees the sweat dripping off of his brow, and she takes the initiative. She takes him by the hand and takes him outside, and they end up going off. But when they left, 2 of the bookie's men follow them outside, jump in the car, and follow them home. She's driving his car, and she's just making it the most normal thing in the world. And John starts looking at her a little bit more closely. He noticed that there's something strange underneath her back, because when he put his hand on her back, it was cold like metal. And she has this tool on her belt. It's not like something a standard person would have. It's like a hilt, but there's nothing else there. So he doesn't think too much of it. And she all of a sudden out of nowhere says, "We're being followed." "How many?" "Oh, great, John." And he's like, "Yeah? What'd you get yourself into?" I got myself into a car with a girl that's talking to herself." "No, I mean, why are there people chasing us?" "Oh, what do you mean people chasing us? We left everyone at the bar. I mean, no one's chasing us. Are they?" "Yes, John, they are. They're right behind us. They're 3 cars back, and they're people that I noticed from the bar." "How did you notice people from the bar?" "No time for questions, John. Where's a safe place we can go?" We can go to my house?" "No, they'll know where you live. They're gonna know where you are. Where can we go that's safe that we can get away from these guys now?" Make out point?" John stutters, rather joylessly says, "Okay." And she books it to make out point. The other guys are following her. She's on her way there. John's thinking he's not sure what's going on, but maybe he's gonna get lucky, or at least not die. So they get there. She loses the tail. Somehow she's a fantastic driver to lose tails, and they get to make out point. And she looks at him and says, "What'd you get yourself into this time, John?" And he's like, "This time? What do you mean?" "Look, John, you might not know, but we've had conversations like this hundreds of times before." "Hundreds of times? I've just met you! What are you talking about? Hundreds of times." "Look, was it gambling?" Is it just gambling? Because that's easy to take care of. And John's like, yeah, it's pretty much just gambling. And she's like, great, you know what? The solution is super easy. She writes a set of numbers down on a card, hands it to him, and says, withdraw the money you need from this account. It will be in your name. John's like, I don't have an account with this number, and what are you talking about? John, just don't worry about it and do what I say. Look, I'm taking off now. My report here is done. You're okay. I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad I don't have to get messy this time. Get messy this time? What are you talking about? Look, don't worry about it. And she gets out of the car. She goes around some trees. John jumps out. John starts chasing her. He doesn't hear or see anything, and she's gone. So he's like, okay, well, my tail is gone, and I've got my phone here, so I guess I can do this now. He logs into his bank. He types in this new account number, and in the account is the exact amount that he's missing from the loan sharks. And he's thinking to himself, I just went to this bar, the same place I've gone hundreds of times before, and this lady is here. And I don't know who she is or anything about her, and now she's gone. But she knew how much money I was in debt? How could I ever find this girl again? This girl's like This girl's a gift horse. I've got to find this girl and find a way to see her again. But she's gone. And John never found her again. But John learned to not get in debt with the bookie.